Veaceslav, Gojan. And now, let's welcome his opponent, representing your WSB Knockouts, Shawn Simpson.
Shawn Simpson making his way in. Let's take a look at his profile. Very, very young fighter. He's been in the ring 9 years. His loss, as we talked about at the top, was against this German, Veaceslav Gojan, and ranked number 30. But he's got a lot of skills coming into the ring.
Yes, he's
we know.
He is very quick-handed, Alan. He gets around that ring real well. He fought a good fight against Veaceslav Gojan the first time around. He was edged, but he thinks he'll be better tonight. He's planning on utilizing a little more foot movement, a little more jabbing.
And that fight, we saw it on tape. He kind of didn't use his speed like he should. Plus, it was a road. He's in Germany fighting. We'll see how he does against the home crowd here in Nevada, pulling for the United States team. And send it back up to Stan Durst now.
Good evening, fight fans, and welcome to the World Series of Boxing, Season 3 from the Eldorado Hotel and Casino in Reno, Nevada. Sponsored by Rip It Energy Drink, Budweiser, the undisputed king of beer, Joey Gilbert and Associates. Tonight's action brought to you by Joey Gilbert Promotions in association with the Eldorado Hotel and Casino. Tonight's bouts are sanctioned by AIBA, the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Keith Kaiser, Inspectors Mike Martino, Charlie Domino, Chris Lang, Ted Gibson, Efren Mendoza. Okay, fight fans, here we go. 5 rounds in the Bantamweight division. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, he weighed in at 117 3/4 pounds with a record of 5 wins and 2 losses. He is the 2008 Olympic bronze medalist from Germany, Veaceslav Gojan. And his opponent, out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks, he weighed in at 119 pounds. He is from Chicago, Illinois, USA, Shawn Simpson.
Punch below this area, going to be called low. Any punch below this area, going to be called low. With that said, I want you to obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up now. Good luck to both of you.
Your referee, Vic Draculich, makes his home in this area, as does Rich Murata, by the way.
Well, thank you for that.
Scheduled for 5, the red trunks, is Shawn Simpson, boxing out of Chicago. and taking on Veaceslav Gojan. This guy's serious business, Gojan. He's a bronze medalist in 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing. In 2011, he's the European champion a year ago. He is from Moldova. In case you're wondering where Moldova is, you can look up on your little Google map. It's between Romania and Ukraine. Population 3.5 million.
And Simpson, you saw him opening his mouth very wide. I'm hoping that wasn't a yawn right before the fight.
He went downstairs there and tried to do a little body shot. It's 5 rounds of action, and what we see in the World Series of Boxing, they come out throwing from the get-go. You can't take any rounds off. There's no feeling out period. Wide punches there from Gojan and good counters inside from Simpson.
Well, as we told you, their first fight was very competitive, very close. Simpson is quicker-handed, just a little bit quicker than is Gojan, but Gojan, who keeps the fight at long range, is experienced. He takes advantage of accurate pinpoint punching and is a good counter puncher.
Going over the top of Simpson right there. He was an alternate in this year's Olympic team in London last year. He has Olympic ambitions and got a good taste of being on the USA team.
He's a kid who's been fighting since he was 9 years old.
Yes, exactly.
He actually had around, he says, about 150 bouts.
And he is familiar with international competition. He's fought in tournaments in Ukraine. Good right hand that snuck in right there as Gojan is holding that left hand down. And good right left there. Gojan going back. He quickly steps back forward. And this is why I call it the Bam Bam division. They get in the ring, these bantamweights, knock each other around pretty well. You'll notice the gloves, they use these amateur-style gloves. There's a nice uppercut there from Shawn. They're a little heavier than you'll see in most professional rings. Good right hand there from Gojan. He liked that punch, but Simpson, it didn't land really flush on the side of his cheek.
But that is one of the best punches that Gojan throws. He loves to pot shot from the outside with that overhand right, Alan.
Throwing it once again right there. Quick, blistering, fast first round. A lot of punches being thrown. 47 seconds left in round number 1. Tough round to score, and it's going to be that way. It was very close in Germany when they fought earlier this year.
And I thought Simpson would have been well served in their first fight by jabbing more. It seemed like when he would put together 2-3 jabs that Gojan would just stop. And he came out jabbing here in the first round, but now he's gone back to fighting more the way that he did, kind of winging from the outside.
Gojan trying that big roundhouse right he's been trying to land. He seems to like that, as Rich was pointing out.
Well, he's a good athlete. He likes to keep it at long range.
Trying to stay on the outside. 10 seconds left, round number 1. Very fast-paced round. It'll continue that way, I can guarantee you. That's a tough one to score, Rich, I think, that first round. They're both countering very well, but as you pointed out, Gojan very effective staying at a distance.
And you're looking at this is a guy who's one of the highest-ranked fighters, might be the highest-ranked fighter on our card here tonight in the World Series of Boxing. He's ranked 4th, so he's definitely a real talent.
Last time out, he scored a first-round TKO. I mean, against Jan Peronello of the Milan Thunder. Now, the Milan Thunder is the defending world championship team, and so he knocked that guy down twice in the first round. So far, Simpson has avoided that fate. But he's got power, and this is Simpson. His coach has been Nate Jones most of his professional life, or in his amateur life. He's a 2012 Golden Glove flyweight champion. And his favorite food, by the way, is White Castles. I can't fault him for that one. Have to get that in there.
Those are good burgers.
Round number 2 scheduled for 5. Shawn Simpson in the red trunks with the white trim, and Veaceslav Gojan fighting for the German Eagles in the black trunks.
Let me point one other thing out that I think could be fairly significant here tonight, Alan. That first fight between these two, as good as it was and competitive as it was Shawn Simpson's first fight without headgear. So he said that was different for him, and it was a little bit weird, and he was transitioning, and he said he's more comfortable with that now, and we'll see, maybe if that will serve him better, having had one fight now in his background without headgear.
That is a big transition we've noticed in the 3 seasons I've been to WSB, that the tendency is to not have as much defensive head movement as you would have, and not having the vision expanded. Your vision's expanded without that headgear. It is quite an adjustment. Good point, Rich. He is more effective in this fight in terms of his head movement and countering than he was. He was allowing, and you're going to see Gojan try to throw that right hand all night, but he's been going downstairs with that left to the rib cage. So he's working Simpson up and down. This is a great test for Simpson, who would kind of like to follow in the footsteps of the great Rashid Warren, the only 3-time Olympian the United States has ever had, who recently turned pro, who fought in the WSB the last 2 years and was the team captain for the United States teams when they fought out of Los Angeles.
And of course, we mentioned Shawn has had considerable amount of fights, well over 100 in his career. So, you know, in terms of number of fights, he certainly matches up well. But you have to remember, as Alan pointed out, that Gojan was a 2008 not only Olympian but a medalist in the Olympic Games.
Well, you can see why. He's not your typical straightforward Euro style we tend to see out of Germany and the Ukraine. This guy's got movement, good lateral movement, and he's fighting like a pro, and working the body, working up and down. And even though he's been a well-established amateur, now he's fighting in the pro ranks, and he's very seasoned. A lot of times when they come out of the amateur ranks, Rich, as we know, in the Olympic point system, they don't learn how to turn their punches over and land effective punches.
Correct.
But he doesn't seem to have that problem.
And of course, this is pro boxing now, so you know pro judges are looking at it differently.
Yeah, it's not the number of punches you land that's effective, but good counter right there from Shawn Simpson. They're going at it right in the center here. Both nice right hand got in, and a little rough housing there. I always hate to see that.
That was a real takedown, and Simpson actually went down quite hard. They're landing full on his back.
They want to touch gloves, and Simpson want to throw a punch. Protect yourself at all times is always the rule.
Simpson was on a local radio sports talk show here in Reno, Nevada yesterday, and it sounded like, you know, he's so shy. It sounded like he'd rather go to the dentist and get a couple of teeth pulled, really, than answer some of the questions.
We got a takedown here, Rich, to look at it. You know, when you're against a seasoned guy, a guy that's putting pressure on like Gojan, I'm not surprised to see this happen. We'll see it come up in just a little bit here.
Gojan knows a lot of tricks. He did land a good right there, and they got tangled up. And Gojan looked like he was just trying, he wasn't throwing him to the canvas, but he did look as though he was trying to unload him and get him off of him there, see? And when Shawn went down, he went down hard. You know, that can shake you up a little bit.
Yes, it's been a blistering 2 rounds so far, and it's as we pointed out, we knew this was going to be a very even matchup coming in. It'd be hard to tell how the judges have it so far. We'll get to that later on. Round number 3. They meet in the center of the ring. And there's that little bit of a jab that Rich Murata wanted to see Shawn throw. Shawn Simpson in the red trunks for the USA knockout. That might be, there's a nice left stuck in there though. That left hand, if he can work that, that's the best way to keep this season veteran off on it. Another left hand got in. Nice punch there. That's working for him.
At that jab and the hook, they're both very, very quick. And when Shawn throws usually one jab, he usually throws 2 of them out there. Veaceslav, though, the thing is, he is such a good counter puncher. You've got to really, you cannot be reckless with him defensively. And you mentioned that fight with Perinello, the Italian.
Yeah.
I mean, that was some knockout. He landed a left hook that knocked Perinello into tomorrow.
Had him down twice, and he's got a lot of power for a bantamweight.
Low blow there by Gojan.
The young 19-year-old's got his hands full. This is a great learning experience for Shawn Simpson against this caliber, one of the top bantamweights internationally that we will see fighting for the German Eagles. And he just keeps working. He countered him right there. See, Gojan's a little bit too much in love with that right hand and leaves himself open, which he did right there. He's a lead right there. Good counter once again from Simpson.
Well, we mentioned the first fight was competitive, and I think this one's even more competitive than that first one was.
Yeah, they both taken it up a notch. There's a good combination on the inside there from Simpson. But you see how crafty Gojan is. He's taking all those punches. Working from the outside right there. Landed a left hook. Lead right from Simpson. Went to the body. Gojan just did right there with his right hand. He's working both rib cages on each side when he gets a chance.
Perfect. Keep swinging up. Keep going forward, champ. You gotta keep going forward, baby. Come on. Hands up. Perfect. Perfect.
There was an opportunity that Simpson missed come over the right hand. If he'd come across the right hand, that would lead right he'd thrown before in the counter. He had a good shot right there.
This is Gojan's 4th fight of this season, and he's won his previous 3.
Hands up.
2 by decision and the 1 KO of Parinello that we referenced earlier.
Keep him up.
Well, he did fight the aforementioned Rashid Warren. One of his only 2 losses in his 2 seasons was against Rashid Warren. It was a very competitive fight, but Warren had too much speed, and the speed is the advantage of Simpson here.
Oh, we saw Simpson countering there,
Yep.
which usually he's taking the lead.
Work over. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Bring one right hand behind. Keep going forward.
Another good round right there.
Right, there's no wanting for action between these 2.
No, it's hard to believe 3 rounds have already blazed by. I think it's a very, very even fight, Rich. How do you have it after 3?
I have it 2 rounds to 1 for Gojan.
I think that's about right. I think the second round I thought was Shawn's best round. Gojan's he's very accurate, and he doesn't make any mistakes.
And he knows some tricks. Good counter puncher, too. If you can counter, that really helps you. If you can make your man miss, of course.
Well, the Germans were really glad to get this team, this young man from Moldova. He fought for the championship team from Italy, which will be here in Reno in a couple of weeks. Hope people will come out and see that. The Italian team is quite impressive, taking on the USA Knockouts. We're into round number 4 in our first fight of the evening, a very competitive fight. Veaceslav Gojan is in the black trunks, taking on Shawn Simpson, just 19 years old, out of Chicago.
Come on, keep going forward. Yeah, he trying to
For 2 years, he's the Police Athletic League champion out of that area. Golden Gloves flyweight champion. So there's high hopes for just 19 years old. We can see how he can develop as he moves along, and he's getting a good taste of some of the best competition he could possibly face at age 19. And he's faced this guy twice this season already.
And Gojan looks to me like he's come out punching with more intent in this round. He's thrown 2 left hooks that were thrown very hard.
You don't like the keep him up, champ. Keep perfect, keep going. Up, down.
Well, we know he likes to load up the right, Rich, so he's got it cocked and ready right there.
And he gives you that little bit of upper body movement, you know, just the pivot from left to right with his shoulders. Just enough to try to throw you off.
Come forward. Keep going forward, champ. Keep going forward. Tighten up.
Shawn Simpson holds his hands up very high in a defensive posture. Often they're up there. Just take a look at it right there. Now what happens is when he has his hands up there, he has to drop that left down basically to throw the jab.
Hands there with the movement going forward, champ.
Thus, Gojan with the right hand, which he fell in love with. Little warning there, the holding, Draculich. As I mentioned, this is one tough hombre. Gojan, he'll toss you around, he'll hold you, he'll hit you low. He's just busy in there. He's quite a load to handle. He keeps coming and keeps coming. There's that lead right hand once again.
Come on. Perfect, sir. Perfect. Good right hand.
He's actually giving Simpson some different looks in this round, pivoting to put his right foot actually forward on a couple of occasions.
Come on, hands up.
And getting very active. They're feinting with the left before he threw the left to the body.
Perfect, sir.
He's been the more active fighter for sure in this round.
Gojan is going to the whole bag of tricks in this round.
We got to go forward, baby.
Yeah, he came out with a certain intensity, as you pointed out. Maybe feeling like the match was a little bit too tight going into the 4th round for his liking. But he's definitely pressed the action and be the aggressor in this round, and that's what the judges like.
Hey, Simpson landed that right hand, Alan.
Yep.
A good right hand lead. He hasn't thrown that much tonight. That one surprised Veaceslav.
Keep my hands up. Both hands up, John. Both hands up.
22 seconds left in round number 4
Double the stick.
from Reno, Nevada, the Eldorado.
Good defense. Get cute with it.
That was the biggest punch of the night for Simpson. No doubt about it.
Perfect. Get cute with it, John.
Final 10 seconds in this round,
Up down. Perfect.
and they tie up right at the end here.
We need the jab, John.
Good round. I tell you, that's Every round has been full of action. There you see the room here at the Eldorado, where actually a week ago they were holding college boxing. Many people don't know that there actually is live college boxing. 5 universities were in a tournament participating last week in a college boxing tournament here in Reno. It was a lot of fun. Shawn may need something dramatic to happen for him in this round.
Yeah, he was more effective when he kept pumping that jab and returns that. He liked to double it up, triple it up.
6 round.
The 5th and final round in the Bantamweight division. We'll see what happens here. It could be 2-2 coming into this final round, and I'm sure that neither fighter or either corner is taking anything for granted. 5 rounds is a great distance for these young pros, because as I mentioned, they don't have time to take any rounds off, and they don't. And people that watch a lot of fights have been attracted to this series because of what you're seeing right now. There has been no let-up from the start to the finish.
Double it, double it, double it.
You see Gojan, he's trying to work his way in to throw that right hand, and now Simpson gets a takedown.
Yeah, that was a little revenge.
Relax and let my hands go. Keep going forward. And don't pull.
He'll watch how Gojan moves his footwork. He's working his way in to get that right hand, and right in his range he wants. But he really hasn't tagged Simpson real effectively with that, because Simpson's did a good job holding his hands up, as Murata was pointing out, picking it off that left hand. Now the counter to that is he's been hit downstairs a few times, but it hasn't slowed him down. 1:45 left in the fight.
Hands tight, Tim. Pull it out. Dig down to get it. Dig down to get it. Perfect. Dig down to get it. Come on. Keep going.
Crowd trying to urge Simpson. We thought, of course, this is a different situation now. A few weeks ago when they met, it was in Germany. And now Simpson's got the home court advantage here tonight. So he's got to let that crowd pick him up.
Yep. He might want to turn it up a notch in this final minute if he can. Just let it go. By this point, each fighter knows exactly what he's in against.
My jab! My jab!
Oh, nice left hand that got in there right there as Gojan got himself out of position and Simpson was able to take advantage.
Now remember, this being a pro fight, these are fought under pro rules, and judges in Nevada especially like a good hard punch.
Come on, run him up, baby. Hands up. Go for it.
And that's the interesting thing about the series. We found out that the traveling from country to country back and forth, there is a definite home ring advantage in all these situations. It's natural in all sports. Boxing's no exception when you have a team competition like this. But inside the team competition is the individual competition and the development of these young pros.
Hands up. Hands up.
I think the 2 singular punches actually that were most effective in this fight were landed by Shawn Simpson. That right hand in the 4th and that left hook here in the 5th round.
Final seconds winding down. Been great action throughout as they go right to the end.
Very good fight. I thought Simpson fought better in this fight than he did in the first fight. Was it enough to carry the evening, though? He feels good about it, though, and he should.
We'll take a look at some of the action from this fight, and there was a ton of it. It got a little wobbly at times.
Yep. Simpson that time grabbed him around the waist, ran him across the ring, and they couldn't keep their feet. Then the best punch of the fight might have been
right
that
there.
Left hook.
Right, exactly. Good look at it, guys.
That's what I was saying about the 2 singular eye-catching punches I thought in the fight actually were landed by Simpson. And so it's going to be an interesting decision here to see if those single punches were enough to carry the rounds, end up carrying the fight for Simpson. Shawn's a good kid, very likable. just 19. Refers to you as sir when you ask him a question.
Is that right?
And this is one good fighter right here, Gojan. Say he's all business in there.
Well, let's take a look at it as we take you through it. It's a very tough one to score.
There was that yawn by
yeah.
that worried me right off the bat. Simpson came out, and these two guys did not waste any time. Alan, they decided let's forego that feel-out thing in the first round, and they came out and they were throwing fast. And you just see the kind of combinations that both guys were punching with here tonight. And there's that takedown that happened earlier. Simpson going down hard, and I think might have shaken him just a little bit. Gojan with that leaning left hook. Two of them just banged away really with a lot of power tonight and a lot of spunk, and basically providing the crowd with very good action from rounds 1 through 5. Wasn't a bad round, and this was the 5th round takedown.
And I think we'll see that punch one more time. There you go. Caught him out of position.
There's that left hook.
Yep.
Now, Shawn never did land a punch like that in the first fight, which he lost on a unanimous decision. We'll see what happens here tonight.
I believe the numbers have been tallied. Let's go to our ring announcer, Stan Durst.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of boxing, the judges have rendered their decision. Judge Pat Shalene scores the bout 49-46, Gojan. Judge Eric Cheek has the bout 48-47, Simpson. And Judge Herb Santos has the bout 48-47 for your winner from Chicago, Illinois, Shawn Simpson.